Hi, I'm Anna. Welcome to my stretch and balance class. I have taught a number of in-person stretch and balance classes lately, and people seem to really like them. One of the reasons that people come to that class is not only to work on their balance and their flexibility, but also some people like to come to the class because they don't have to get down on the floor. So that's a big plus. If you're seated in a chair, you can do the class from the chair. You're just, kind of adapting the movement to your body. So even working with the arms or just the legs and working your breath, it can do wonders for your mind and your body. But standing is also awesome. If you're standing and you feel like you're a little bit unstable, bring in a chair. It's always nice to have a well placed chair or object that you can lean on and not lose your balance. So let's begin. Starting with your feet about hips distance apart, arms are by your side, and then inhale as you roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale, open the chest, relax the shoulders, and then inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, draw your hands to your heart. Take another inhale here, and then as you exhale, chin to chest, gaze at the fingertips, and take a breath or two here, just allowing your mind and your body to arrive to the practice. And then inhale, lift the gaze, bring your arms down by your side. Keep them relaxed. Maybe shake your hands out, roll through the wrists, and then come back to a kind of a neutral position. We're going to work on the neck. So listening to your body, exactly where it is today. We're not trying to do anything crazy here. We're bringing some gentle movement to the body. So relaxing the shoulders, inhale, lift the chin, lift the gaze. And exhale, chin to chest. Relax the back of the head and the neck. Inhale as you lift the chin, lift the gaze. And exhaling, chin to chest. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, and then inhale as you carefully turn your head to the left. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, turn the head to the right. Exhale, back to center. One more inhale, turn the head to the left very slowly. Just go where you can go. Exhale, back to center, and then inhale, turn the head to the right. Exhale, back to center, and take a breath here. Another little bit of a shoulder roll. Always feels so good. Inhale, so the left arm goes out in front of you. We're going to take that right arm, right hand, and we're going to take our palm or our fingertips and just encourage the fingers to go back. So I'm not pulling on them. I'm just gently encouraging. And then exhale. Let's bring those fingertips down towards the floor. And again, encouraging it here. Relax the arm down. Inhale, send the right arm out. We're going to take that left arm, left hand, and once again, just a little bit of encouragement for the hand and the wrist. And then exhaling as the fingertips come down, and relax your arms down. Inhale, left arm goes out. As you exhale, draw it across the body. We're going to take that right hand, right arm, and just again, we're encouraging. We're not squeezing, we're not pressing, we're not pulling on the body. And then exhaling as you release. Inhale, right arm goes out. Exhale, bring it across the body. Same thing, just some encouragement here. And then exhale, hand comes down, shake the arms out. We're going to do it one more time, but bring the head and the neck into it. So inhale, that left arm goes out. Exhale, bring it across the body. That right arm goes up. We're encouraging here. Take another inhale. Exhale, turn the head carefully to the left. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, arm comes down. Inhale, right arm goes out. Exhale, bring it up across the body. And again, we're going to use that left arm. And you can bring it anywhere on the arm. So whatever feels comfortable. And you know what? One side might feel different than the other. I'm using that left arm totally different on this side. Take another inhale. Exhale, carefully turn your head to the left. And then inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, arms come down by your side. We're going to take a few forward folds, maybe 3, but they're going to be really, really gentle. So some people don't like to be fully into the forward fold. It makes them dizzy. And I encourage you not to do that if you're one of those people. Sometimes I'm one of those people. And what I like to do is to keep my head lifted. So if you tend to get dizzy keeping the head lifted, if not, you can relax it down towards the floor. So standing nice and tall, gentle bend in the knees, core engaged. Inhale, sweep it up. We're going to exhale, open the heart, open the chest. I'm going to bring my palms down to the tops of the thighs. I'm going to keep my head lifted. And then inhale, engage the core, sweep it all the way back up. And we're going to exhale back into a gentle forward fold. Listening to the body, just going where you can go. Maybe you come down a little bit lower this time. Breathing into the backs of the hamstrings. And then inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, one more forward fold here. And I'm keeping my head lifted. And then inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Relax your arms down by your side, shake it out. On the next inhale, so again, you might need to adjust your feet a little bit depending on you how you feel, keeping that little bend in your knees so you're not locking the knees in place. Inhale, sweep that left arm up, bring it to center. Lift the gaze if you like. Exhale as the hand comes down. Inhale, right arm goes up. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. This time, inhale, sweep that left arm up, and now we're going to open up the left side body, lift the gaze if you like. Exhaling as the hand comes down. Inhale, right arm goes up, open up the right side body, relax that left shoulder and arm. Exhale, hand comes down. And then inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more on each side. Inhale, left arm goes up. Open up the left side body. Breathe. Exhaling as the hand comes down. Inhale, right arm goes up. And exhale, arms come down by your side. Inhale, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And then place your hands on the tops of the thighs. You can do a standing cat-cow. So if your lower back is feeling tight, you are stuck in a standing position, or you're seated in your chair, you don't need to be on hands and knees to do the cat-cow. So I'm going to do it from standing. Palms come to the tops of the thighs, and then inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the gaze, and exhale, engage the core and round into cat. I'll do it standing sideways, and then inhale, open the chest, coming into cow, and exhale, rounding into cat, flowing as we inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale, opening up into cow, and then exhale, rounding into cat. Inhale and come back to center. And walk it out just a little bit, maybe sway from side to side. Now a gentle twist. I love doing twists in class. It feels so good to my body. And again, if it doesn't feel good to your body, it doesn't matter what class you're taking. If a teacher is presenting something and you know it's not for you, leave it out. So twist. Inhale. Relax the shoulders at the top. As you exhale, gently twist left. Your hands can come down wherever you like. Inhale, sweep it to center, and exhaling as you twist right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left. Inhale, sweep it to center, and exhale, right. Inhale, arms up. We're going to go one more to each side, and exhale. Let's take a breath here. Inhale, sweep it to center, and exhale, right. Inhale, arms come back to center, and exhaling as you draw your hands to your heart. Relax your arms down by your side, and once again, sway it out. So we haven't done anything really with our legs, our ankles, and our feet. So let's start with the hips. Put your hands on your hips, little gentle hip circles here. Inhale, lift that left foot. We're gonna open the left hip out to the side, and then inhale, and I'm gonna come up to my toe first, and then open. Inhale, left leg goes up, and you can do it very slowly, and then lift. We're gonna open to the side, foot comes down. Inhale, right leg goes up, knee is bent, and open one more time. And these are really gentle hip circles. Inhale, left knee comes to center, open, and then inhale, and we're gonna open. And then walk it out. Bend into one knee, then the other. Go from side to side, and then walk it out. So here's where the chair comes in handy. If you feel unstable being on one leg or the other, you definitely need the chair. I often use a chair. It feels really good to be able to lean on something. So placing your hand on your hip, that right hand is on the chair, your right leg is straight. We're going to inhale, point your toes down, and then exhale, flex into the foot, press through the heel. Inhale, point, and we're going to flex and point and flex, foot comes down. And so we can do it without the chair as well. So this time, inhale, press through the sole of the left foot. Inhale, we're going to lift on the right, point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. Walk it out. So it's nice to have the chair available. You don't need to use it. Sometimes one side is stronger than the other. Sometimes your balance is better on one side. It's there if we need it. So walking it out. On the next inhale, we're going to step our feet apart just a little bit. Draw your hands to your heart, and then point the left toes to the left side of the room. Take an inhale. Exhale, gently bend into the left knee. So core engagement is everything here. You're going to squeeze the glute, engage the lower abs, and then inhale, straighten. We're going to bring the left toes to the front, right toes to the right side of the room. Inhale, exhale, just a gentle bend. And then inhale, straighten. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, left toes to the left side of the room. Exhale, gentle bend. Inhale as you straighten. Exhale, back to center. And then inhale, right toes to the right side of the room. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, come back to center. If you feel confident with this spacing and you'd like to take it out a little bit further, you can step your feet out a little bit further. And we're going to come into a warrior two, which is a really great stretch and balance. So on the next inhale, turn the left toes to the left side of the room. Exhale, bend into the left knee. So you don't want to go too far. The left knee is over the ankle or slightly behind it. If you're leaning all the way to the left, you want to engage your core and come back to center. And then send the arms out. We have strong, straight arms. Look out over your left hand and take a breath or two here. Inhale, sweep the arms up. We're going to bring our left toes to the front of the room, right toes to the right side of the room. Inhale, and then exhale, opening out. And again, if you're leaning towards that right side of the room, engage and draw it back. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands to heart, and then step it in. So we were moving side to side. Now we're going to move front to back. But we're going to do it working the soles of our feet. So pressing through the sole of that left foot, then the right leg back. And I'm not too far back. So you're stepping back, but it doesn't have to be this far. It can be this far as well. On an inhale, lift the left toes, press into the left heel. Exhale, toes come down. Inhale, right toes come up. Exhale, right toes go back into the floor. Inhale, left toes come up. And exhale, and we're rocking back and forth. Lifting, and you're going to feel that stretch in the calf. And then pressing the sole of the foot in the floor. And inhale, you squeeze the glute, get a little contraction in the calf on the right side. And then inhale and exhale. And then step it back. Come back to center. We're going to go in the other direction. So again, see, I almost fell. So listening to your body, you decide how far apart you want your legs to be. Then the soles of the feet are on the floor. And then inhale, lift that right foot. Exhale, sole of the foot comes down. Inhale, lift that back foot. Exhale, foot comes down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Do it a couple of more times. Inhale, we're rocking back and forth. It feels really good to stretch the calf. And squeeze and lift the toes, lift the heel, and then come back to center and sway it out. And now coming into what I think two of my favorite balance poses. One is banana asana and the other is stork pose. I like to do moving balance poses because you're most likely to lose your balance when you're moving. If you have a static pose, static tree pose, it looks nice, but how often do you stand like that? So let's take banana asana first, which is kind of a fun pose. And if you're new to doing this kind of work, you can just work your legs or your arms. You don't need to do both of them together. So beginning with your feet about hips distance apart, press through the sole of the right foot. We're going to cross that left ankle carefully over the right. So if you like, just do the legs. And then inhale, arms up, and we're opening up that left side body. It feels so good. Exhale, come through center. And then inhale, we're going to cross the right ankle over the left, arm goes up. Open up the right side body. Exhale, come back to center. Press through the sole of the right foot. And we're going to cross. And inhale. And then exhale as we unbind. One more time to the other side. Stretch. And then come back to center as you sway it out. And now, stork pose. So stork pose involves using what I like to call functional tree pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. We're going to begin standing on the left leg. So as soon as I say left leg, you're going to press through the sole of the left foot, strong left leg, your core is engaged, your glute is engaged. And then inhale, begin to lift that right heel, knee is forward. And then see if you can come into what I call functional tree pose. So I'm going to bring that foot down and I'm going to show you basically what tree pose looks like. So inhale, this is what you see. Knee is out. And that doesn't do too much for us. It looks nice in pictures, but functional keeps us stepping into cars, climbing stairs. So exhale, we're going to press the sole of the right foot down and then inhale, lift that left foot, left heel. If you're wobbling, just know that I am too. Exhale, foot comes down and then inhale, press through the sole of the left foot. We're going to lift. We're practicing functional tree pose. Exhale, foot comes down, and then inhale and exhale, sway it out. So now we're going to bring in the arms. Arms are by your side. Inhale, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Starting on that left foot, left leg. Inhale, press through the sole of the left foot, bend into the right knee, and sweep the arms up. Exhale, hand comes down. Inhale, press through the sole of the right foot, strong right leg. And then inhale and exhale. Going to the other side, press through the sole of the left foot, strong left leg. And we're going to inhale and exhale. Press through the sole of the right foot, strong right leg. And inhale and exhale. And now bringing a little bit more challenging movement, we're going to bring some movement into the arms as well. So pressing through the sole of the left foot, strong left leg, inhale, sweep it up, and exhale, opening out, really strong arms here. And then inhale, lift, exhale, hand comes down. Inhale, press through the sole of the right foot, strong right leg. And we're going to inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. So everybody has a leg that is a little bit more wobbly than the other. This one is mine. I've been doing yoga for about 15 years now. And no matter what I do, on some days it's super wobbly. So I want you to know that if that's the way it is for you, it's okay. It's not a reason to stop practicing. That's why we call it a practice. We come onto our mat, in my case, it's the rug, and we practice. And then at the end of our practice, we let it go. There is no perfect. So just feel good about what you're doing for yourself today, tonight, in the morning, whenever you're doing this. And again, that's why I have my chair here. So using the chair, you can press through the sole. It doesn't matter which leg. I'm not going to use one because I think I keep messing it up. And then inhale, bend into the knee, lift. So we're holding onto the chair, and you could just use one arm. And the arm goes down. And again, you need to adjust your props. I don't like to use a ton of props in my classes, but in this case, where we're doing balance work, it is nice to have the chair around. And another reason to have the chair, I'm going to show you something. Works really awesome. We're going to turn and face the chair. So if you don't have a chair, you can do this later. Hands on the back of the chair, take an inhale, and then step it out. You're going to exhale. And this is a standing downward dog. I do it using my kitchen counter all the time, maybe even lift the gaze, really getting an awesome stretch along the backs of the legs, and then walk it back in. And again, sway it out. We're going to take 3 more forward folds. And now that we're all stretched out, you might want to go down a little bit further. So listening to the body, again, feet are about hips distance apart. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, open the heart, open the chest, engage the core. You can bring your hands to your hips. You can come halfway down, and then exhale, maybe come a little bit further. Relax your fingertips down towards your toes. I have my knees bent. I always keep my knees bent to protect my lower back. And then inhale, sweep it all the way back up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And then inhale. I'm going to turn and exhale. And then deciding how far you'd like to come down. Take a hand to each elbow. Sway from side to side. And then inhale, sweep it back up. Exhale, let's swan dive back into our final forward fold. Hand to each elbow once again. This is called a ragdoll. Just let all of the tension go. And you can easily do this with your head lifted, and then release your hands, your fingertips. Let your arms hang freely, swing them back and forth gently, and then inhale, sweep it all the way back up. And exhaling as you draw your hands to your heart. Relax your hands down. So that's our standing stretch and balance class. I'll try to do another one of these classes. I am so new to doing this that it's a little bit difficult for me. I'm hoping I'm getting my lefts and right correct because I know it's reversed on the screen. But mostly I hope that you guys are getting a lot out of this. You don't need to have an intense practice to get something out of yoga. It doesn't need to be power yoga. It can be gentle yoga. You can do a standing yoga class. You can do a seated yoga class. Don't let anybody make you feel bad about your own practice. So let's come into closing. Again, feet are hips distance apart, cores engaged. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, draw your hands to your heart. The light in me sees and honors light in each of you. Namaste. And thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day or evening.